What's up, guys and gals? Welcome to the Nerdcastle for the first episode of Neo Scavenger, which came out on the 15th this month in its 1.0 version. Neo Scavenger was a game that was very near and dear to my heart because it's one of the first games that I ever LP'd, but a word of warning up front, the game is very difficult, very RNG based, and so we are going to die over and over and over again. If you don't know what the game is, it is a roguelike where you have to survive in a post-apocalyptic world. It's very well done. The game is incredibly challenging, but it suffers from the same thing that a lot of games suffer from, where after you get equipped, it's actually fairly simple. So the early game tends to be really bad, and then once you actually make it past that, you tend to do very well. I don't want to waste your time too much with talking, so let's make a character. The first thing we got to do is choose some skills. All of these basically do what you think they do. Strong makes you hit things harder, carry more weight. Eagle Eye makes you see better. Hacking makes you good at having tuberculosis. No, hacking makes you good at data manipulation on computers. Lockpicking allows you to both make and use lockpicks, so that's an important distinction. Electrician allows you to cross wires properly. Tough allows you to take less wounds. Tracking allows you to hunt things by following their tracks in the soil. Medic allows you to heal faster and gives you detailed stat bars that allow you to know what's wounded on you. Hiding allows you to hide in bushes and basically take the cowardly option out. Athletic allows you to run a little bit further, move a little bit faster, use less energy while running, allows you to move a little bit farther without getting tired, those sorts of things. Makes you move faster in combat, although that remains to be seen. I've never actually seen Athletic help me run away from enemies before, even though it says right there. It says you run away faster in battle, but I don't know if I believe that or not. I've taken Athletic a lot of times, and it doesn't seem to help you run away. Just a word of warning, if you're on the fence about Athletic, it's actually not as useful as it sounds. Trapping is pretty good, probably the most useful skill in the game. It allows you to basically do anything that has to do with survivalism, gutting animals, preparing meat, doing all kinds of fun stuff. Mechanic allows you to use analog machinery, repair things that are analog machinery, so on and so forth. Melee allows you to fight in melee without taking as much damage. It actually just makes you good at fighting in melee. It's like your to-hit chance. Better defense and everything else. Basically, you're like trained in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or something, I don't know. Metabolism makes it so that you use less food and water, but you also heal slowly. So that's actually kind of a trade-off. It's not really an ability, and in fact it could be debated between these two, which is a debuff and which is a buff. Healing slowly is actually kind of sucks if you need to heal. Botany makes it so that you can find food out in the middle of nowhere. I actually usually take Botany no matter what because it removes some of the RNG from the game. You can play this game perfectly. You can play this game flawlessly and still die due to the fact that you just didn't find enough food or didn't find enough water, and Botany kind of just evens that out a little bit. Ranged is exactly what you think it is. It's how good you are with bows and with guns, although guns are very rare, so until you get into the mid-late game, you're probably not going to be able to use this skill very much. You can get bows if you get lucky, but it doesn't happen very often. What we want to do right now is choose our abilities. I'm going to take Myopia as a flaw, which means that we're nearsighted. I'm going to take Metabolism. I think that's what Myopia is. It lowers your distance to be seen. I'm pretty sure it means you're nearsighted. I'm nearsighted in real life, so I'll take it. It'll be a role-playing experience. Hooray! My video game character is just as blind as I am. Metabolism, this is the opposite of this one. You use more food and more water, but you heal faster. So if you're into healing, this would probably be the one to go with. I'm more than likely going to go with Trapping, Botany, Melee. I would also like to go with Lockpicking, I think. And then from there, I think I will probably take... We have 3 points left. At this point, we have an option in front of us. We can take Athletic, we can take Hiding. Oh, never mind. We can take Tracking and Hacking. We can take Tracking and Hiding. But we can only take, or we could take Mechanic. These tend to be rated. The game is a little bit different now than it was when it was in early access. In early access, you just got to pick like 5 skills, I think it was, and they didn't have a point system. And if you took a flaw, you just got a whole other skill, so everything was 1 for 1. The game, that's another reason why the game is more difficult now, is because they have different point systems, and so things that are more useful cost way more. And so it actually is more difficult to have a robust skill set in the game right now. Some of these you can be taught later on, so be aware that that is an option. Some of these you can actually find at later locations, and you can be trained in them, so if you don't have them, don't panic. Like, you can get them elsewhere. I think... Oh, I don't know. Probably take, like, Hacking and Electrician. I don't really take Hacking and Electrician very often, but it seems like a better deal than Mechanic. Athletic. I've yet to see Athletic be that incredibly useful. I mean, it'll allow you to run on the map a little bit faster, I guess. So maybe something to consider right there. I think that... Yeah, let's go with athletic. I'll test it out one more time. Athletic is one of those skills that I'm always very, very on the fence about because I don't feel like it helps much in combat, but it might help. You wake up disoriented, slumped over the base of an empty cryo sleep pod, still damp from cryo fluid. The thick dust from the floor clings to your skin, leaving a clean spot on the ground where a large O5 is painted. Across the room, there's an open door to the hallway and a broken window leading outside. Just as you gather your wits, an unearthly scream erupts from down the hall beyond the doorway. Something is coming, and fast. Now, this is the first very, very real choice that you have to make in the game, and it is going to change the trajectory of your playthrough. If you choose to fight the creature that is coming, you can kill it, and that kill will result in one of the better pieces of equipment for the game. Like, basically, you will be set on clothing for the entire game if you kill the beast. The trade-off for this is that you will take a serious wound that needs to be dealt with, so you'll get a cut on you that needs to be dealt with or you're going to bleed out and die. The other option is that you risk freezing to death in the first couple days by not finding any clothes, and you don't have any wounds on you. So, your choices are thus. You can either risk freezing to death, or you can risk bleeding to death. And it's really your choice what you want to do, but my suggestion to you is that this actually reflects how cold it is outside. I have seen this be randomized in a number of different ways. Sometimes it's way down at the bottom. If it's way down at the bottom, take your chances. Kill the monster, get the cloak, because it's cold outside and you're going to freeze to death anyways very, very quickly. If it's like right here or higher, this is sort of the danger zone for me where you've got to flip a coin on it. But if it's about halfway up or better, don't kill the creature. You've got an entire day to find yourself some equipment, and if you don't, you just got RNG'd and there's nothing you can do about it. I think that given where it is, we're kind of like in the perfect promiscuous zone right now where it could go either way, where it might get colder or it might get worse. I think... Tough call. Tough call. I'm going to kill it. Let's fight it. I'm going to fight it with my melee. You instinctively drop to a defensive stance as it bursts into the room. The beast stands on its hind legs like a man, but has the appearance of a ragged, predatory dog. It looks right at you and shrieks with a sound that freezes your blood. Despite your fear, you put up a pretty good fight. You move like you've done this before and avoid most of the lunges. You even managed to deliver a blow that sends the beast reeling in a haze. Taking advantage of his distraction, you knock him to the ground and deliver a fatal blow with your knee. That's what happens when you watch Ong Bak the Thai warrior too much. We got our Ong Bak on and we were like, elephant strikes from sky, kapow, and just like took him out. Though wounded, at least you're alive. With the rush of adrenaline fading, you turn your attention back to the strange room. You should probably finish up here in case there are more of those things. We can search this console right here, and this is how you're going to interface with the remainder of the game. There's going to be text, and then there's going to be reactions to the text based on your skill set. I'm going to click on this right here to search the console for records. Now, we check the console for patient info and come across 3 records. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter as far as I know, but this one in the middle is important because this is our name and when we were committed to the cryo tank. Now, the committed verbiage right there makes me think that perhaps there was something wrong with us. There is a storyline in this game that you can follow through, and I think the game is winnable at this point, but the last time I played it, it kind of petered out around Detroit somewhere. But anyways, we've got a bank account right here in Detroit, and since Detroit actually still exists, I hate to post spoilers, but you're going to find out anyways. The first day it tells you that Detroit is still here. Obviously, since everything is labeled for Detroit, you figure we're probably somewhere near Detroit anyways. But yeah, we have a savings account in Detroit that we should probably go check on because we've been asleep for a while, and it may have accrued a little bit of interest. Alright, so having killed the creature, let's leave the facility. You go outside and see if you can figure out where you are. Avoiding the broken glass, you step onto the sill and outside, rustling some plants that have grown wild in the area. It's cool outside and damp, probably morning. The distant report of a gun catches your attention. You cock your head listening, but it's over as quickly as it started. Obviously, you're not alone out here, though that doesn't necessarily comfort you. You're at a parking lot of the Gaijus cryo facility, but everything looks disused and in disrepair. This building is disused and disrepaired. Probably disrespectful. Meh. Plants have pushed their way through the pavement and over the facility. Worst of all, nothing looks familiar. You don't remember this place or even who you are. Your frustration mounts, but you catch it and put it in check. Might as well take a look around. So, if you gamble and you fight the creature, my suggestion would be to you to go down to the crafting menu down here in the bottom left hand of the screen and make the thing that you get from it. But let's talk about the UI first for people that aren't familiar. We have our moves per turn up here. We are barefoot, so we lose a move. Got our hunger, our thirst, our rest, our burden, our comfort, our temperature, outdoors. That's not your body temperature, that's how cold it is outside, so be careful about that. We have our pain meter, and as that falls, things get worse and worse and worse. We have a couple things over here. These are all actions that cost you a move. This right here is your player menu, where you can see things on the ground and all of your equipment and boxes and bags that you can put things in. This is your medical menu, and this is important because we need to look. We have minor bleeding, so we'll have to deal with that in just a little bit. Apparently, I was going to make a joke about prospectors and minor bleeding. That's an old joke right there. You'd be like, you hear the one about the prospector that got caught in the cave-in? He suffered minor injuries. Yeah, there you go. That's the joke. So you can run around telling that. It's a dad joke. It's a definite dad joke. See, that's why I come up with these things. That's why I know these things, because I grew up in a family where dad jokes happened like 5 times a day. So you acquire an affinity for them. This is the campsite menu in case you want to sleep. This is the vehicle menu in case you have a vehicle or a sled that you're pulling along with you, or like a shopping cart or anything. And what we want to do right now is probably... Oh yeah, we need to craft. I just said that and then I almost walked away from it. So you want to take the dead body, you want to take trapping, and then you want to take this piece of glass right here. And you see right there, those are the resulting things you're going to get. Most importantly, the Dogman fur coat, which will basically render all of your heating problems pretty much null for the remainder of the game. It's a very, very good item. But like I said, we've made a gambling trade right here. We've traded the coat for a serious wound in the early game. Don't neglect the fact that it says minor bleeding. Minor bleeding will still kill you within a few days. So just be aware that you have things you need to accomplish if you made this decision. Let's go down here, and we're going to take a move. It costs us 1 move to move in between hexes unless it's a hill or a forest. If it's a hill or a forest, then it actually costs you 2 moves. It can cost you even more if you've got, like, random crippling things going on, but yeah. As you approach the town, there's no sign of activity. Buildings stand in ruin, vehicles are overturned and blackened with fire, explosion marks radiate outwards from walls and pavement. In the distance, strange-looking creatures circle the sky like monstrous, leathery vultures. The world is drastically changed from what you knew. Some sort of cataclysm has befallen the earth, returning mankind to the Dark Ages. Along with it go your hopes of finding a warm meal and some answers. You decide to look around and scavenge what you can from the ruins. So this is where the first big bout of RNG is going to come up. If we scavenge this location, okay, so good RNG so far. You can have anywhere between 1 and 4 locations on this first little spot, and it's always here. We're going to start with the abandoned house. The suburbs were hit hard in the collapse, with masses of people fleeing urban centers in search of supplies and supernatural threats encroaching from the wilds. The suburbs became the front lines in a war for survival. Still, the houses like these are so numerous that some of them have been entirely missed by scavengers. They tend to be less likely to fall over than bigger buildings in urban centers. Now, there are 3 bars right here which determine how well we're going to do. There's the loot right here, which is how much loot is available at the location. You can make this actually a larger selection by adding a crowbar or by adding lockpicks, and this will shoot up tremendously. Safety is the chance of a cave-in or something bad happening while you're here, like falling down some stairs and injuring yourself. Seriously, do not ignore this. I have, like, killed characters by falling down stairs. It totally sucks when it happens, and there's no way you can get around it. So just keep an eye on this meter, and if it's, like, halfway down, just don't even risk it, because you'll, like, fall, you'll impale your head on a nail, you'll get, like, 3rd-degree mega tetanus, and then you'll die just horribly writhing around in pain out in the wilderness. Sneak is how much noise you make while you're here. Every time that you loot, it makes noise, and it attracts other things to the location. The lower this is, the less noise you make. Confirm! We found some stuff, so let's have a look and see what we found. Nothing that looks particularly useful. Actually, the assorted small parts are. Assorted small parts are good. We're going to bring this over here and put that right there, and we can make some lockpicks. Now, this costs us a move to craft these, by the way. You will note that our moves are going down right there. And so we've made ourselves a couple of sets of lockpicks, which are really, really good for us. Like, seriously, these lockpicks are going to be invaluable over the course of the next couple days. The fact that we got that on our first go is a major, major, major boon. I cannot express this enough. We got incredibly lucky just now. We got incredibly lucky. So what I want to do is we'll get rid of the glass shard. We're going to put the lockpicks in our... Oh, never mind. There's trash bags here. I didn't even notice the trash bags. Okay, since there's trash bags, we're going to equip both of these so that we can carry loot. I'm going to put those rags in there because we can turn those into clean rags later on, and then we can bandage our wounds. But for right now, I don't think we can fit that anywhere. I think that takes 5 across, yeah, and you can't rotate things in this game as far as I know. The pebbles are for like slings or ad-ladles or something. I don't really know what you use the pebbles for. Never used them. But now when we scavenge, we can do this. So now that we're at the abandoned house, we can use the lockpick, and look at that. Look at that right there. And so we confirm it. We find a whole bunch of stuff, hopefully making our life a little bit easier. We got a mummy sleeping bag. That's a big deal. That is indeed a big deal. We got a broken bottle. We can use that as a weapon if we get really, really desperate, but for right now, probably not going to be very useful. That water right there is not purified, so it's not going to help us much. We're going to end our turn here because we're out of moves, and then we're going to keep on scavenging. Thus far, we have a very, very good run going. I don't want to sugarcoat this like we have a seriously good run going. Where did our lockpicks go? Hold on. Let me... I don't want to scavenge this right now. I want to leave. Hold on. Let me leave. Open and close the encounter screen. E key. I don't want to encounter. I want to use my lockpicks. Oh no! Okay, so we'll confirm it. There we go. So we've stopped scavenging. I want to stop scavenging right there. That didn't cost me a move, did it? So how come my lockpicks aren't? Oh, because they're not in my hand. Okay, so this is where this is going to get a little bit weird. All the stuff stays on the ground. What we want to do now is we need to limit this bag right here. It actually has to be in our hand, I think, if we're going to use it. Which one did we use? And did its percentage go down? Okay, so we can get 10 uses out of each of these. That's actually really, really good for us. This Pharaoh bag is going to make sure that we don't die of horrible freezingness when we go to sleep, although I'm not really worried about that to begin with, now that we've got the wolf coat. Now we want to go scavenge. So let's try scavenging again. Go into a mobile home. Oh, never mind. You can't use the lockpick here. Okay, so we'll just scavenge it. No useful creature, or I'm sorry, no useful items, but we did make noise, which means creatures might show up and mess with us. No useful items. So since we made noise, I'm going to get on out of here, but the first thing I'm going to do is scavenge in the woods. Actually, end turn. We're out of moves. There we go. It's raining now. Lovely. Just what we always need. If you're already in a post-apocalyptic... I almost said poke-apocalyptic... Oh my god, I can say this joke. This joke is going to come out of my mouth, damn it. The poke-apocalypse is where everything dies as a result of just horrible Oompa music. What we can do right here is we can search the forest, and this is where botany comes in. You can see it increases the loot efficiency. Right there, we got a bunch of stuff from the forest, and this is how you keep yourself fed over the long term. You pick up these random stuff. Now, red berries are bad. Don't eat those. They will make you die. You'll explode. I'll just leave it like that. You'll eat the berries. Your intestines will be like, I can't do this right now, and you will launch yourself through the stratosphere via a large flume of shit coming out of your ass. You will die of dysentery like it's the 35th day in an Oregon Trail run. It will totally suck for you. What you're looking for, though, are Agaricus bisporus, and you're looking for edible berries. When you eat these, note our meters now have little arrows going upwards. That means that this is fixing our thirst. It's also fixing our hunger, which is pretty stellar. We're going to bring the extra stuff along with us, just in case, but by and large, it worked out for us here. I'm happy. We could... These buildings over here are a little bit risky. I didn't want to point it out, but these are actually apartment buildings and stuff. Oh, office buildings. These can be very, very, very risky towards you. Note that the safety is very, very low on these, so I would not risk it, especially considering we're already, like, wounded. So I would rather look for safer locations. So let's be off. Let's have some adventures. Let's wander off in the distance and actually really, really hope that no dogmen come and eat us. Okay, so we made it to another suburb or like a trailer park or something over here. Let's have a look around. Maybe find some clothing. We'll use the lockpicks on this location, and we're going to find a bunch of stuff, which is going to make our life better. We got a stick. For some reason, somebody was hoarding sticks in their house. Maybe it's firewood. Black cargo pants versus blue jeans. I would rather go with black. I'm not going to wear the combination of both, though, because that would leave us black and blue. Oh, my God. We also got an olive-covered hoodie, which we could throw on. So as of right now, we're actually reasonably well-equipped. We could throw that on our left foot. So we've got Crocs on right now. We basically look like a pedophile. We're walking around like this weird skirt thing with a sweatshirt with Crocs on. I don't know. It seems a little weird. If I saw this guy at the park, I'm not going to start up a conversation with him. I'd be like, you're combining Viking, you're combining medieval Viking apparel with just Crocs and skirts, and I don't even know what to say to you right now, man. I'm not sure how to make this work. Now, the other thing we might consider doing while we're here, let's not. I was going to rip these apart and get some rags, but I think that might not actually go the way that I want it to. Let's continue scavenging. There's another abandoned house here, and we really need to find like a backpack. If we could find a backpack or something, it's going to make our life way, way easier. Bridget Lance concert UVD case. Huh. Well, things have value in this game, in case you were wondering. Like various items. I'm actually going to eat those right now, because we need to put this plastic bottle in our inventory for later. The other thing that we can consider doing is we can put the water inside the bottle right there as a receptacle so that we can use it down the line. That doesn't really seem like it's going to be that useful, but maybe, I don't know. If we empty it, there's a CD right there, but it doesn't appear to have much value. Why would you bring a UVD with you? I'm not really sure. That's a new item that I haven't seen. It's been a while since I played last, and that's a weird item for sure. I'm going to take a glass shard because we need a cutting tool. And then what I'm going to try and do is get to a forest and make myself a spear so that we can defend ourselves. Storage shed. Oh, you used to be able to use lockpicks on storage. Oh, I put it in my hand. Hold on. Confirm. Get rid of that. I don't think I have the lockpick in my hand anymore. Is that what I did? Oh, no, the lockpick's in my hand. What's going on here? You used to be able to lockpick this location. This is weird. You used to be able to lockpick these. So maybe they changed it so that you can't lockpick storage sheds? Huh. Alright, well, I guess I'll live with that result. There's not much I can do about it. On this side, we're going to end our turn. It is, of course, once again raining, which is fun. Fun for me, fun for you. We can't use lockpicks here, and these buildings tend to be really, really unsafe. until you have, like, your personal situation in order, bad things are going to happen when you go in those buildings, and I would rather just avoid it for right now. Let's see if we can find some more suburban houses to loot the hell out of with lockpicks. Alright, looks like we got shit loot right there, but yeah, we got bad loot. We didn't get good loot, unfortunately. I mean, I can live with it for right now. It's not something that I'm stoked about. Binoculars, I think if you put those in your hand, they allow you to see further. Although I don't really remember. Let's find out. I'm pretty sure they allow you to see further. Yeah, magnifying optics increased. I was going to say, I'm almost certain that if you have that, you're able to see a little bit further. So yeah, there you can see it right there, especially if you get up on a hill. There's another suburb over here, so I think I'm going to make my way over. Let's end the turn and hope that nobody finds us, because running into people right now is a terrible plan, and it's really going to hurt us. We can use the lockpicks from our inventory. It looks like, oh my, we just hit the jackpot. That right there, that metal saucepan, big effing deal. Like, seriously, I don't swear on this channel, but that's a huge deal right there. Like, seriously, that pot is a, forget you binoculars. That one's got a strap. Can I wear it around my throat or something? Oh, I can wear it around my neck. Okay. So we'll keep the binoculars around our neck, and we're going to put the pot in our hand. This allows us to boil water. If you're wondering why I'm so excited about this right now, it allows us to boil water, which is a really big deal, because we are bleeding at the moment, and we kind of need to handle that. Now, we need to find some liquor or some whiskey or some way to cauterize our wound before we close this down, and I actually don't know if you can cauterize things in the game yet. I seem to remember you used to be able to give yourself pain in exchange. Your pain meter would go down. Being full means that you're actually not in pain. It's kind of counterintuitive. This should actually fill up and turn red as you get more and more pain in my experience, but I get what they did in keeping it uniform with everything else. What I'm saying right now is that you used to be able to trade pain in order to cauterize a wound in some game, and I don't know if it was this one or not. There's also some useful items right here that I might bring along with me. These right here we can use to make another lockpick. Since that one's at 60%, I might just bring that right there. How many lockpicks does it take? It takes 8. Oh, never mind. It takes 8 mechanics. I've got a large piece of paper right now with all the crafting recipes on it because I've played the game enough to where I should know them, but I just have a bad memory, so it is what it is. Let's look at this abandoned house. Hopefully found ourselves a backpack, a crowbar, a crowbar. There you go. Well, that's something useful, although honestly, got 20 parts right there. That's enough to make like a ridiculous amount of lockpicks, so I'll probably bring that along. The crowbar has no strap, so I can't hang it around my neck, unfortunately. And so we're caught in kind of a weird situation right here, where the pot is by far more useful in my opinion. However, the crowbar gives us a weapon and a way to survive, so what I may do... well... need to figure out a way to make this all fit. Technically, we don't need the mummy sleeping bag right now. It's a good item, but because we've got the coat right there, we shouldn't freeze to death, I don't think. I don't want to leave the pot behind. It's so useful. It allows us to boil water, and boiling water is major in this game. It is super clutch. So in order to make this fit, I could put it right there, but then that sort of leaves me out. Okay, that leaves me out in the cold with regards to a lot of my other items. I could put that right... no, that's not going to fit either. Okay, well, I could fit that right there. But then that sort of like precludes me. Inventory space is so bad right now. I might be able to... basically, we're going to have to drop something, and I think I'm going to have to drop the mummy bag in order to... well, if I could boil the rags and get bandaged right now, we wouldn't have to bring the pot along with us, although the metal saucepan does allow us to boil water for drinking. So technically, given the amount of... we're losing a lot of thirst here, so we sort of want to make sure that we can make our own water. Is that one 100%? That one's 50%? Okay. We are leaving a lot of useful stuff behind right now, and that saddens me tremendously. We can use a crowbar to get in here, but it lowers our sneak, but I'm still going to try. Right there, we got a crowbar with a strap, which means that I think I can wear it like a backpack or something. I don't know. It's got a strap on it, and I don't know how that affects... hold on, let me remove that. Can I put this up here then? So how does the strap... does it keep me from dropping my weapon, maybe? Its condition is more questionable. Well... got a lot of trash bags, but really nothing else super useful, aside from the mummy bag that I'm leaving behind. The crowbar with the strap. I forget how the strap helps. Does the strap make it so that I drop it less in combat or something? I thought that the strap meant that I could wear it over my back so that I could keep my... Like, I'd swear that that's... Yeah, it allows you to put it on your back. That's what I thought. Okay, so we're going to bring that now. Which then allows me to put the pot in that hand. It's going to allow me to put the mummy bag right there. We're having a very good run right now, by the way, if you're not familiar with the game. I'm going to put the parts right there because I do have the skill to make more lockpicks, so I might as well. That one's also pretty much broken, although I think I can break down lockpicks too if I have... Yeah, you can scavenge them right there. You can turn them back into busted parts and then stack them on top of... Oh! Okay, so I could technically make myself a new lockpick then. But anyways, you should always break down your lockpicks after they get down to a low durability. Just throwing it out there. And then technically you can recraft them at 100%. So it's actually, you should be able to use the same lockpicks forever without having to carry around extra parts. Just something that I've noticed. In theory, it should work. So in fact, I may not bring those along with me. I may try to bring... So many plastic bags and they're not useful at all. Well, I'll just bring the big stack then. I got the 100% pot right. Alright, just making sure that we've got the right item here for the quest that we're trying to go on. The quest! Have I been over there? Abandoned houses and trailers. I'm trying to get a backpack right now to make my life easier. At the bare minimum, like a sled or a shopping cart or something. We need to scavenge though. So I'm going to end my turn right here. I'm going to try and get some water on board real quick. Oh, we slipped on a rock while we... Okay, so we bumped our... We slipped in land. Okay, so we bruised ourselves. Where did that bruise go? Oh, we bruised our face? Damn it. Figures. We bruised our face. This is my luck, people. This is my luck. We could try it again, but... I don't know. I have no idea how those events are actually, like, calculated. Looks like we got a bunch of water from right here, which means that what we'll want to do is we want to go to the crafting menu right now. And we want to craft a bunch of wood from the forest. We don't have enough moves left, so let me wait here for a second. We'll end our turn. And what we want to do right now, we have a plan, believe me. What we want to do right now is we go to the crafting menu. We're going to craft the forest. That's going to leave us with all this stuff. If you need to like launch things back into your inventory, just click the two menus. It'll put it all back over here. We take that. We take that. Actually, I think we only need the kindling. Hold on. We only need the kindling, I think. We take the handful of twigs and bark. And we take our trapping skill. And one of these little twigs. And I think we can make a friction fire. And so having made a friction fire now... Let me click all these out of here. You put the friction fire back in, along with some more sticks, and you can turn it into a big fire. And there is a reason that I'm doing this right now. There's a plan at play here. What we're going to do now is we're actually going to purify up all this water. And in so doing, this should actually be very, very easy. So there's that right there. Where's our boiling receptacle? Is it on the next page? We should have a boiling receptacle right here. Is it because the pot is in my hand? Hold on. Alright, so let me take the pot out of my hand. We'll throw it on the ground with the rest of the stuff. There we go. It might have been sitting there the whole time. I might be dumb. It's possible. It's always possible. We can boil some water right here. From what I remember. I think you may have to use trapping as well. No? Botany? Why is a hospital gown in there? Get rid of that. What does that do for me? You can just like set that on fire. I think we have to put the pot up in here. There it is. So we should get sterilized water, I think. And what I want to do is I actually want to put all of these in here. And we're just going to drink our fill for right now. We can do this whenever we want. Don't drink your fill. Phil's kind of a nice guy, but frankly, his fluids are disgusting. We're going to confirm that. That's going to give us sterilized water back. A lot of it. And so now what we can do is we can actually go back to our inventory menu. And we can drink this for right now. And we have no chance of getting like... in big trouble from this. We should be okay. I'm going to break the episode off right here. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me for the first episode of Neo Scavenger, where we're probably going to do a number of run-throughs. It's rare that I play this game without dying profusely, so I think that profusion has yet to come, but it will. It will. Give me a little bit of time. Hi to everybody, and I'll see you next time.